November 2016, we set out to ride the Baja Divide bikepacking route in Mexico. The Baja Divide is a desert bikepacking route which goes from San Diego to La Paz and finishes up with a little loop on the southern tip of the peninsula of Baja California.
Right at the start, leaving San Diego, you already get an idea of what to expect. The route begins with a pretty tough and very steep climb out of the city towards the Mexican border. And I think at that moment we both were thinking of what the heck did we get ourselves into. This was definitely not going to be easy.
We're still in the US, but this is Mexico already, and we climbed 1,000 meters. Yesterday we started, today we finished, and now it's just hopefully downhill to the border, but who knows?
The route mainly follows very remote and less traveled dirt roads, and you're climbing through the mountains as well as zigzagging from coast to coast a few times.
5 days through the desert and we made it to Malibu Beach.
The total distance is roughly 2,700 kilometers, also covering 27,500 meters of climbing.
When we started riding the Baja Divide, we were both a little bit worried that we might get bored by the landscape. We thought it's gonna be the same kind of scenery until La Paz, but surprisingly, it changed a lot.
Long way down.
We were really lucky to run into Shemek and Sashka just after the Mexican border.
I like big butts and I cannot fly.
They were also planning to ride the Baja Divide, and so we decided to ride some parts of it together, and it was really nice to share the experience of exploring the new bikepacking route together, which kind of felt really untouched to us because we were one of the first ones riding it. Most of the Baja Divide cuts through some remote backcountry and you don't get to see that many people. But every time you pass like a small village or fisher camp or ranch, people are super friendly and welcoming. I think the first question is kind of what the heck you're doing there with a bike. And then they kind of want to know where you're going to, where you're from. And there's also definitely a fascination with the big tires. I think it's something a lot of them haven't seen before.
Okay. Sí, sí, sí.
Gracias.
Gracias. It was the first time for us to run tubeless tires, and that's really a must in Baja because Baja is cactus land and there's thorns and shit around everywhere, and we probably had like 5 holes every day.
There is a cactus thorn in my tire going from here, it ended here and goes all the way down to here. So we're gonna take it out now.
Alright, let's see. Ooh la la. Ooh la la.
Oh, it's not stopping.
We still had a few more serious holes and cuts, but thanks to Premek's outstanding sewing skills, we were able to stitch and fix the tires on the road together.
México para Alemania, saludos.
The riding can get quite challenging on parts, and during midday it gets extremely hot in Baja, so we had nice extended lunch breaks in the shade of a tree or cactus if there was one.
Yeah, hello.
The resupply points on the Baja are often really small towns or villages, and the stores you will come across are very basic. You won't find a lot of food options. A lot of these shops have pasta and tomato sauce, like the classics, and tuna, tortillas, sweet bread and chips, and some chocolate bars. But there's not a lot of variation to choose from.
If you follow the blade, you can catch the motion and the orange will get all blurry.
Our bikes were really heavy loaded for the Baja Divide, and that's because we carry all our gear, also which we will need further down the road when we go to South America. We also carried a stove, which I think a lot of people won't do. For us, we just love coffee in the morning, and it's something we don't want to go without. We also carried a tent, which I think is also something you don't necessarily need on the Baja Divide, because you will actually be able to sleep most nights on the ground sheet under the sky. It's actually really nice because the sky is really impressive. You will see so many stars. It's amazing.
Morning, Mexico. It's probably 6:15 right now. We decided to wake up really early now these days because it's getting really hot during the day. So pretty much from like 1 to like 3 o'clock, it's impossible to cycle. Well, I wouldn't say impossible, but it's pretty tough.
Surface water is close to non-existing in Baja, and having dry camps almost every night, we had to carefully plan how much water we carry at a time. And we mostly bought our water from water purification stations in the villages, but we also carried a light water filter which we used a few times. Generally we were traveling through a very dry climate and we had to carry lots of water, and I think it got up to 26 liters at some point for both of us.
Turned onto the road to Mulegé, which is apparently one of the hardest of the whole route. So we will see how we go, and so far we feel fresh and prepared, so we'll see.
Getting a boat ride across to Los Hornitos was easier than we had expected. We thought it was going to be difficult because we don't speak any Spanish, so we thought just explaining people where we wanted to go and also that we wanted to get 2 bikes across seemed a little bit overwhelming to us in Spanish. So we left Mulegé really early in the morning and it was still dark, and we just arrived at sunrise in the harbor and people were there to let their boats in the water. And I think it took us like 5 minutes, and then we met this guy and he spoke English, which was really good for us. And we just told him where we wanted to go and what we were doing, and he said of course he can take us across. It was super easy.
Unos turistas van a y quieren irse a Cortez, mi papá, les di right, ya estaban en el muelle.
We just arrived in Los Hornitos. This is our ride. They're just leaving. Yeah.
We're making our way to the start of the road on Los Hornitos. It's pretty awesome here, and the whole atmosphere early in the morning is really, really nice.
Most of the Baja Divide follows old dirt roads or dirt roads which are hardly used, so the conditions are often kind of rough, which I actually really liked. It's challenging for sure, but it also keeps the riding really interesting. I think challenges are really important, especially on this kind of route, because if the riding is too easy, I tend to get a little bit bored, and it's also something I really like about riding the bike. Sometimes you just encounter stretches or climbs where you just go like, I can't do this, like this is so freaking hard, and you kind of just have to stop and think about it. And you're just like, okay, what are my options? Right now I don't feel like I can do this, but on the other hand I can't turn around, and sitting here and looking at the mountain won't make it go away either. So the only option is to go for it, and I think you will always make it if you really want to. That's my experience. So if you have a mountain you think you can't climb, it's actually not true, because in the end you will be standing on the top. And I think that's kind of an achievement, is what lets me grow as a person and as a rider. So I really like to push myself and explore that I can do something where I thought before I can't do it. I think that's nice.
Yep, found the road again. Sometimes you just need to trust the red line on your GPS.
If you're planning to ride the Baja Divide in the upcoming years, make sure to check out the Baja Divide website. Nicholas and Lael are providing all and very detailed information to get you prepared. Thanks a lot for sharing it.
I hit my head on my bed.